Oh.
That would be
So, I just explained while this whole thing was muted that I just reset everything. So hopefully things are okay now. So I guess we're just gonna watch Twitch chat. If there's still an echo or anything like that, let us know, because we're trying to do the best that we can, but I don't know. We haven't had this. We ran tests before and we didn't have this problem, so this is kind of new for us. So I just reset everything and hopefully that fixes it all. But we'll see here. And it looks like they're almost about to be in game, so. Oh, it's nice now, that's what they say. Does it work?
nice now. All right.
It is
It's
it's quiet. I guess we'll just have to yell.
Yeah, we can talk louder.
We can
you
talk
guys.
louder.
I'm just not trying to blow your ears out since there was echo and reverb.
Yeah.
Before.
But it looks like, oh god, it's off. Sounds good. Okay.
The Twitch chat
Yeah.
is like.
Okay. Twitch plays caster analysis desk. Is what's
Nah,
going
that's
on
the
now.
next big thing. Genius.
All right, so we're still just waiting to get into. They're in Champion Select right now, so they have to go through all their picks and bans. And it looks okay. They just got in the game. So you ready?
Yeah.
All right, we're
do
gonna
it.
kick right into our first game here, and we'll go and look at Champ Select. So there's a 3-minute delay, so we'll go ahead and talk about this a little bit, and then we'll get into the game because once the game kicks in, we'll kick in. So Cam, go ahead and start us
Yeah.
off. What do you feel about these team comps?
Do you want to pull up Old Nexus while I start talking about this?
Yeah,
just so we
I can
have
do that.
More information
Uh,
on your iPad or something.
I'll just pull it up right up
Okay.
here.
All right, that's good. All right, so let's looking at blue team first. On the left side, we got Yasuo, which looks like mid most likely, versus Heimer mid. I think this is a good matchup for Heimerdinger. His mobility, the mobility of Yasuo, doesn't really allow him to dodge much of Heimer's abilities. It could give him an advantage on the W and E, but at the same time, he's gonna he's gonna have those turrets down, and that's really gonna make it hard for Yasuo to get near the minion wave. So unless he gets a decent gank, which to be fair, once Yasuo 6 with the Zin's out, 3 talent strike knock up, their gank's gonna be extremely strong, and with a squishy Heimerdinger, I think he's gonna be in a scary spot a bit later in the game. And then we look at top lane. There's a Mundo versus a Poppy. Both pretty weak early game. Poppy scales harder than pretty much any champ in the game because she can make herself invulnerable.
Oh my
to
gosh, Poppy is
almost
scary to play
everything.
against.
Yeah, she's very scary, and she gets bonus damage on the target that she does put her ultimate on. So I think the fact that she's landing against Mundo is a good matchup because she's not going to get dominated like if she was against Renekton. So I think the landing phase will be a bit more even and a bit of a skill matchup, even though it's Poppy and she's really weak early.
Yeah, so a question about Poppy. Do you think this Poppy is going to be like, I've seen a lot of people where they play AP Poppy with like a Deathfire Grasp, or do you think, I've also seen where they go Trinity Force Infinity Edge, like Trinfinity Edge Poppy, which is also another really strong build. Which one do you think that they'll probably go for in this scenario?
Personally, I like the Triforce Infinity Edge build. I think that one does way more damage and has better sustained damage. But looking at their team, they have the Xin, they have the Yasuo, and they have the Caitlyn. Very heavy AD. So if they don't go for the Lich Bane Poppy, they're going to be extremely vulnerable to Randuin stacking and pretty much armor stacking in general. So I would suspect that he's going to go Lich Bane, Deathfire Grasp, a more offensive AP build. So that's what I expect, but he could still just try and pull out the Triforce. It's a strong build.
Definitely. And one thing I want to know too is the bottom lanes in both of them. Thresh Caitlyn's it's a pretty safe lane. It's pretty standard from what you see. But I think what could be a real difference maker is Lux. You don't ever see Lux, and especially like Lux support. If you ever see Lux, she's usually mid, and she's really fun to watch play because it's 4 skill shots, but a really good Lux is also really scary too. And Lux support is really good too with her shields, and I mean she brings a lot of utility and a lot of really cool things, and especially if you stack the Jinx ult with the Lux laser. I mean it's a good long range finisher too.
They also, like you said, she brings a lot of utility. If you can land the snare, the binding, then you can almost always follow up with a nice Jinx flame traps, flame chompers, like we saw on the yesterday or 2 days ago where they did the Morgana flame choppers land, and it was a really strong combo. Still could pull off the same thing with Lux, but with Thresh, Caitlyn, if anyone gets hooked in that lane, they're very immobile. Jinx has no escape, Lux has no escape, so they're going to be very vulnerable to strong lantern ganks with Zin's out leading into a flay hook. And unless they stay very carefully back, they could get into a bad situation. And just looking at this loading screen kind of makes me cringe a little bit. I feel bad, but it's the first game of the tournament, so best of luck to both teams.
You guys can't see it yet because I have to switch it so it's borderless. Right now it's on full screen, so you don't actually see it yet. But once we get into the game, I'll switch it. But it's pretty scary to look at. You see 5 diamond borders against no borders at all. So I feel like it's pretty close. I mean, it's like they're dead even. But it's, oh my gosh, this is going to be pretty scary. And then also too, whenever you see a Poppy with a skin, like you know shit's going to go down.
Yeah. I'm glad it's not Lollipoppy because then it would just be an instant call GG. So
yeah,
at least we're gonna have a 5-minute game or so.
Yeah. So we're still on the loading screen. So once we actually get into game, I know it's just a black screen for you guys right now with like an overlay and all that stuff. But as soon as we get into the game, I'll switch it so we can actually see what's going on. But you guys aren't missing anything yet, so don't feel too bad. And then, all right. So. Do you have chat loaded on yours?
Yeah, I do. I accidentally brought up a different league game on my
computer. I haven't checked chat, but I haven't been getting a barrage of text messages saying that we still have an echo, so I'm assuming that it's okay now.
I'm bringing it up right now.
I mean, I'm trying to bring it up on mine, but it's not too working. I don't know. David, if you're there, is there an echo? Can you send me a text if there is, or something like that? Also, we have to give a shout out to David. David was originally going to cast some games today, but I think he got like food poisoning or something. I don't know. I got a text really, really early this morning saying, I don't know. Shout out to David because he was supposed to be here casting, and unfortunately he couldn't be here today because of he's sick. Okay, echo is gone, is what people are saying.
Well, get well soon to David. And
yes.
It is the Noxus Poppy skin, by the way.
Yeah,
For those who are asking.
We're gonna dedicate this game to David's digestive system. I think.
R.I.P.
Yes, R.I.P. David's digestive system. R.I.P. in peace, I believe is the correct term.
Yes, that is the correct grammar.
R.I.P. in peace, David's digestive system. All right, so we're still just waiting on.
I think the level 21s are having a little trouble with this game.
Yeah.
Heimerdinger's still at 50%, so, grab your snacks.
Yeah.
Get your drinks, because this might take a while.
Yeah, and this is going to be a pretty long day, I think, too. With, I mean, we have
4 or 5 games.
At least 5 games, and if the finals go to all 3 games, which I hope they do, because it'll be more interesting. Maybe even 6 games today, which is going to be quite a long time. So.
Yeah. We ain't got anything else to do. I'm glad to be here. So
yeah.
I hope we have some good games, and I hope we get some more viewers in here to check this out. Let us know anything we can improve on, guys. Whether it's what you want to hear us talk about.
Yeah.
Maybe the runes masteries or skill orders or the matchups, whatever it is.
If you want more puns, I mean, really just anything at all. We'll do our best.
This guy. No one asked for puns because I'm as a co-caster, I'm not trying to deal with this. I'm not trying to have anybody on my side right now.
I think it's going to be a fun game.
For that.
I'm going to try and come up with as many puns as I can throughout this tournament. But so far, I'm drawing a blank right now.
Yeah, I haven't heard any yet, so
don't worry, they'll be coming. I guarantee it. Oh, man. So, let's just switch this out. We're just going to switch it to our pretty faces for now until this game pops in. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, looking out. Right.
We're still just waiting on the game.
We're not too far away, though.
We're close. Everyone's loaded except for one person. So we're just waiting on that, and then we're good. And I keep looking up because we're watching ourselves up here. Like, I can see myself right up here.
Yeah, it's pretty ugly.
We're casting from the world's most expensive studio, a.k.a. my dorm, which is really fun. I think there was going to be a room for the tournament, but I don't know. For whatever reason, there wasn't one, and I don't know. Hopefully for the next tournament, like, we actually have, like, a room and, like, I don't know, but it's pretty cool. It's a good experience just to do everything online, just to see how everything goes out for the first whatever. So.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that I think it would be nice to have a meeting place for everybody.
Yeah,
but,
hopefully for the next one we won't be casting it from my dorm. It's just the only thing, because, this isn't exactly the... And we're all dressed up, too. You can't even see us. I'm going to sit up. We kind of match, too, a little bit.
It's like opposite.
I mean, we're like...
He stole my thunder.
Duo haiku zebra status is what we look like.
Freak. Calm down. We got some people we need to ban. No, I'm just kidding.
Are we?
Well, I haven't read it yet. It's a long message here.
I think we're about to be... Oh. Okay, it looks like... We're in game. I'll switch it over in just a second,
Yeah.
guys, and then we're gonna get underway here. So in game, boom, we're here. All right, so let's talk level one. What's
Yeah.
gonna happen? Probably nothing, right?
Yeah, pretty typical.
I mean, I think a level one probably Thresh pentakill is what. I mean, that's probably the most likely thing that I think is gonna happen, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore what he's saying and just continue on with what I was gonna say. It's just the simplest thing to do at this point. So, we see Lux starting with the Ancient Coin. That's what I would expect from a long-range carry like Lux. They did get nerfed this patch, and it doesn't give you innate health regen anymore, and you have to be near the minions to get the health regen. So, I actually think that's a pretty bad buy against the Caitlyn, because they will be able to zone with the hooks and the long range of Caitlyn. So she might not be able to get in range for the health regen, plus she only has
Look
one
what's going
potion.
on. Look what's going on.
The
What do we
cheesy
have
Poppy.
going? She's trying to backdoor the Nexus at level 1. Is what I think what's going on.
Nox, it's just a terrible place. They never really care about anyone else or the standard metas and rules of this game. Taking a tower shot on the way.
It looks like we might be seeing a blue invade too here pretty soon.
The Thresh and Xin very strong with the early invades. So I suspect them to go for this. Yasuo's pretty weak early, but Caitlyn also with the strong range and killed over.
This is what I think is going to happen. Thresh is going to hook, and then Xin is going to hop over with his dash, and Yasuo... Oh my gosh, oh my gosh!
Right there. Oh, so probably should have led with the hook.
Yeah, I definitely think the hook would have been better, but...
They do get the flash for free.
Yeah, free
So
flash, so... And that's pretty crucial on Jinx too, because she doesn't really have a lot of escapes, so like... I don't know, if they get some early jungle pressure down there, they could definitely almost pick up a free kill.
Yeah, I think even without the jungler, they might be able to grab a kill. They have they're diamonds versus unranked players here, and they do have
Not even level 30s. I think some of them probably could only play... No, you can't even play ranked till you're 30 now, right?
Yeah.
Back in the old school days, it used to be level 20, I think.
I remember that. That was so awkward.
Yeah.
Too. You got like a level 20 as your mid lane, and
Yeah.
you're like, well, we lose. I don't know why this is in the game, but...
Yeah.
So, trying to use the range advantage early on Caitlyn. Jinx will scale her Q. I believe it's Pow Pow. Whatever, the rocket launcher will give her longer range. I don't know what it's called, but it will give her longer range, about level 5, compared to that Caitlyn's 650 range. So her early game will be tough, but if they can just survive, they'll be fine.
A lot of early trading going on in this mid lane already. Yasuo, I think, had a little bit of an advantage here. Let me bring up the items here. Let's see how many health pots do they have. Yasuo's out of health pots. Heimer still has a few, so... But Yasuo also has a free shield, so it might even out a little bit here.
Yeah. I think he just was trying to take out the towers. I suspect that Heimer had laid down 3 early game to try and get a good lane presence, and so he expended his health potion to harass Heimer and take down some of those towers. But he's taking tower hits, and he's making himself vulnerable to maybe an Elise gank, but he's going towards top.
Yeah.
So, nothing there.
And it looks like Poppy is doing pretty well. 13 to... Oh, I should probably switch that too, so that these are how they're supposed to be. Let me,
yeah, still switch Heimer and Elite.
Yeah. Heimer. Okay, so now we're all evened up there on the scoreboard here. Oh, looks like we're gonna have some action top here, maybe. Both double buffs here. It looks like they could be going for a tower dive. I don't think they should. At least with a... You do not want to get stunned under a tower this early, especially giving up a... It looks like they're just going to walk it off, so things look pretty safe here.
This was actually a good play from both sides. Poppy and Xin definitely have the diving potential on Amundo at half health. He's really squishy early game with no ultimate. But Elise was there, seeing that there was a big wave pushing, so he was there to protect Mundo, and they decided not to go for the dive because they did see the Elise.
Oh, yeah.
So good play from both teams, predicting the gank onto the Mundo.
And this lane, I think it's going to just be pretty boring for most of the game.
Forget this lane. Bot or mid. I see some heavy pushing bot lane.
Oh yeah, they've been up at the turret this whole time. So you think probably Elite should come down here, but even so, they have a good ward right here. Probably later on in the game, they'll put a pink in this tri-bush or something like that. But yeah, they've been keeping this pretty push. But that's... You would think that also, too, with the Caitlyn lane as well. Like...
With the Caitlyn lane, with the Jinx with no flash, it's really...
I mean, they can get
it to the tower.
They can get away with this for sure.
Shove it to the tower, and the reason that they felt even more confident with that play is that Elise was in the top lane. They saw that when they tried to do the
Oh
gank
yeah.
on Mundo, so they knew that he was across map, and there was no way that they were going to get ganked out. Hook lands on a minion though, and that's going to be down for
It
about
looks like
15
Elise
seconds.
was looking for some action there in the middle lane, but Yasuo had already gone back. Yasuo went back, and he was down for a lot of that time, but he's still ahead in CS at this point.
Yeah, he's got a good CS lead. He actually went for
Standing
the
on a double
wards.
ward there. So they might be trying to just push an early tower. They might go for this.
They're going for the
Zin
aggressive
goes
dive.
is in.
Pretty easy with Zin's strength. No flash still, but he takes a bunch of tower shots. Has to back out, but they do pick up the Lux. That's the problem with the support Lux with Coin. No tank and no non-skill shot CC, so it leaves you really vulnerable to a hook, and in this case, Zin dive.
Yeah. And it looks like Elise is going to come here, help defend the turret, just so they can't push it in and take that early tower and get an early advantage down there. Because another thing, too, it looks like Zin's going to be coming around here. They might be going for another one if they can land another hook here.
Yeah, I would be surprised if they don't.
Oh
go
my
for
gosh,
this. He already
Caitlyn just...
snipes with the Piltover. Purple team, although they did die to the Piltover there, probably should ward the Tri-Brush right near their tower, because at this point they've already been died once and are susceptible to more dies if they don't make the right plays.
Yasuo is having a field day. Like, it's already a 25 CS lead in the mid lane, only 6 minutes in. That's not a good sign. You don't want that.
You don't want to let a Yasuo get ahead. He's an extremely snowbally champ.
Oh, yeah.
Even more so this patch than in previous patches, because he's continually gotten nerfed.
Yeah.
But he's definitely still extremely strong, and once he gets his core, the static shift Infinity Edge, his damage is unparalleled if he gets it early enough.
Now, what I really like here is they have vision that Elise is bot here. So what is Zin doing? He's counter jungling. He's just taking all of her creeps. So she's going to come back up here and be like, where the hell are all my creeps? So this is going to help him scale a little bit faster. If you look, he just hit level 5, but she got a lot of free... They're about even in terms of experience, because she got a lot of the lane experience, but he's still kept even by taking her jungler. So all in all, I think it's a little bit better trade for Zin, just because it's less monsters for Elise to kill, and he can go back and farm his own jungle.
Yeah, I mean, the reason he was able to do that, because you saw that he was pretty low health, maybe about 20% when finishing off the camp, is that Yasuo was able to pressure mid, and bot lane was pressuring the bot tower, so Elise had to go down there. He had vision of everyone, and there was no way that anyone could possibly roam. So even though he was low and Elise was full, he was able to get the free steal and deny Elise some CS and XP. So well played and good teamwork, the team backing up their jungler.
Oh my gosh, his windwall blocks turret lasers. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, blocks pretty much everything. It doesn't block Vel'Koz, and it doesn't block Lux Laser.
Yeah.
I think about almost everything else that's not a targeted, like, if it launches a projectile, then it's going to get blocked.
I think he's going to go aggressive here. Yeah, so that's a pretty easy kill. As soon as he gets the knock up there, he just goes ahead and uses his ult. Heimer uses his ult to empower his turret, but it was already a little bit too late. And we have a pause coming in here. So hopefully it's not too long. We don't know exactly what's going on, but
yeah, that was very well played by Yasuo. Didn't even have to pop the ignite. Pretty much just dashed in with the E and got the free close range knock-up. Well, actually, you saw him walk a little bit just outside of tower range backwards before he popped the ult, so that the tower didn't stay on him, even though initially he was in tower range. So he really made a safe play there and a good kill.
Oh yeah. And then another thing too, with all these kills, these laners are getting kills without any jungle help at all. This brings Elise out into the lanes, and this just lets Zin go wherever he wants. I mean, it forces Elise to go cover lanes, and it just lets Zin go out, and he just gets to do a free gank like this, even though Poppy's just like, what are you doing, bro? I'm just trying to farm. But still, though, he's putting pressure out in other lanes, and then it just lets his laners just farm for free, too.
Yeah, I mean, not only does it relieve Elise's ganking pressure when she's busy covering other lanes, but it allows, like you said, the free ganks elsewhere. So Elise becomes almost useless. She has to farm the lanes, which is not what you want your jungler doing.
And already, 8 minutes in, we have about almost a 4,000 gold difference. That's huge for only almost 9 minutes in, I guess. But still, that's really, really big. And if we look at just farming across the board, blue team definitely is winning right now.
So good
they got a good stun there. Jinx is going to throw out some damage. Caitlyn's going to pull Jinx off. She might be able to get an ultimate off. Elise is getting really low. Thresh is just tanking it. Thresh is so tanky with that Dorn shield. She's going to come out and she's going to get popped right here.
Oh my.
And does she have enough?
Not even close. There's too much damage
and
coming up.
she even had the ace in the hole, but she hasn't used it yet. I think she might be trying to use Spiderling. Do Spiderlings block ace in the hole?
They do not.
Okay. So maybe they're just trying to get a little bit more damage on her, but I'm really surprised that she didn't use that because
I don't think she had enough mana. It takes 100 She does now.
Oh, there she goes. Oh,
But not enough
almost.
damage. They did get a kill top on Mundo. Probably just a die. Poppy's really low, Zin's really low. So, I mean, they're really just pressuring hard, not giving them any chance to come back into this game. And that bot lane 3v2 is just a really bad sign for what's to come.
And Poppy looks like she's about to get a free turret here. And it looks like it's going to be AD Poppy. She went and got Dorn. It looks like she's probably going to be going for Hydra, just with that rejuve bead. Those, I don't know what else you would really build that into. I mean, you could get like a Warmugs or something, but when do we ever see that really anymore?
It's Poppy scales better based on her health because of how her passive works. It reduces damage that does more than 10% of your current health by 50%. So buying a Warmugs actually is like really bad on Poppy. So it's definitely going to be the Hydra, and that's a strong build. And you can see they're all going AD. Actually, Yasuo got 100 guys. I believe he's trolling.
Oh my gosh.
But basically at this point, the full AD comp works fine when you're ahead. It's only gets a little worse in the mid game if they are able to get the Randuins or enough armor to mitigate your damage. But since they're so far ahead, AD is just fine. It does more sustained damage typically.
What's really interesting too is Yasuo is leveling his dash first, which usually don't you usually level your Q first, like your little your stat thing. He's leveling his E first, his dash, and it scales off magic damage. So I think that's probably why he got that haunting guys, just to troll a little bit.
That's the AP Yasuo. That's a new one, and good. I'm glad
double Dorans into. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I have a little bit of a cold, so I'll try and not cough into the mic there. But yeah. Anyway, back to this AP Yasuo. I did not expect that in the first game, and he's just a little. I mean, I think Zin needs to come out and help a little bit because they should be able to get this turret. Oh, if Elise is leaving, maybe not. But still, Elise is going top lane, and I don't think that's the right choice because look how far bot lane's pushed up, and look how I mean ganking a Poppy is really hard because she can just ult one of them and not take any damage from the other person.
I think
got some action going down. Zin coming in for a gank. Yasuo uses his ult, and Yasuo picks up a free kill there pretty easily there.
I think Elise is in a really bad spot. I don't think there's a reason she's not going into bot because last time she tried to fight there, they lost in a 3v2, and even since then, Kate has picked up a Bloodthirster, and if you look at Jinx's items, it's best for them not even to go bot lane. That lane is lost, and I honestly don't see them coming back from this because a fed Caitlyn is one of the scariest things, and with their ADC being so far behind, they really just don't have the damage. And Caitlyn dies to the tower.
Caitlyn is feeder, is what's going on here in this game. Still 10-0, but Caitlyn has the one death. I think she wanted to go back to the fountain without recalling. Like she wanted to get there a little bit faster. I think that's probably what's going on.
They might have warmed up on ARAM, so they're a little confused.
Looks like Poppy's going in for a kill on Mundo. Elise is still there. Does Elise have a cocoon? I think she already used it. Poppy should be able to pick that up. And then does Poppy have her flash?
So this is where her passive really comes into play.
Oh yeah.
If she takes more than 10% of her current health, it's reduced by half.
And Yasuo's going to come in for
execute.
And she's going to go back in. Oh my gosh, the dash to Spiderlings has got to be really, really scary. Good cocoon there, though, to stop that. She's going to open, and then Zin comes right around the corner. Thresh is here, too. This is a dead spider. Nothing to go to. She's just going to pop right in the middle there and get popped right there.
So 12-0, almost a 10,000 gold lead at 13 minutes.
3-0 AP Yasuo is what we're looking at here.
I'm curious to see what his next item is going to be. I hope he gets like a Death Cap or a Zonia's or something.
Yeah. And already in turrets, it's 3-0. They've gotten both turrets on the bottom side, that's really, really critical too, because the more turrets you get in this bottom lane over here, the more pressure you can put at Baron or anything like that when Baron actually comes up. And does Baron come out at 15 or 20? I think it's 20.
It's 15.
Oh, okay.
But I don't imagine they'll need to get.
I don't even. Yeah, they're
this far ahead.
10,000 gold. I mean, it's already really, really crazy here.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like they're fighting with Baron buff right now.
Yeah.
That's how far ahead they actually are.
Yasuo,
wall blocks about 10 billion skill shots.
Oh my gosh. They all use... Yasuo's a really good pick. I didn't even think about that. Yasuo gets a Lux, too. That's, I mean, just takes her right out of the game, almost.
Yeah, I mean, the way their team comp is set up is they have a lot of skill shots that are pretty long range. So the Yasuo does a really good job of countering all that. And you saw it right there. He blocked at least 10 skill shots.
Oh, yeah. Really good pickup there. And you don't even I mean, it's really funny that he builds AP because, like, you don't have to build there's no scaling with Windwall at all. So, like, there's no consequence with his Windwall by building AP. so he can just block with those all day long. It looks like they might be going. Poppy's going pretty aggressive
So
here.
1v5.
Oh my gosh!
He's got the Hydra.
The Hydra already.
He'll be sustaining a lot with that and hurting.
Looks like Yasuo is doing really well on farm too. They say that you should probably average around 10 a minute is like the ballpark if you want to be on pace for CS. Obviously that doesn't happen in like 99% of the games, but Yasuo's doing pretty well so far in that regard. And Yasuo's got to pick up a free kill there. Poppy and Yasuo both get a kill on Lux, and it looks like other than Mundo just split pushing down here, it's just a 4-man ace right there.
Yeah, I think
Caitlyn lives too with just a little bit of sliver of her health there. 16-0. I don't foresee any comebacks on this one, but hopefully it looks like they're going to go on this mid tower here and get a free turret too. Mundo's going to come in here, but Mundo is only level 9 compared to all these 10s and 10, 11. I guess there's Thresh is 9 too, but that's a pretty bad sign when your support is the same level as their solo laner. That's not a good sign at all.
Yeah, I was really hoping...
Oh my gosh, the wind wall against the
nice
Jinx ult.
Wind wall. I was really hoping they would pick a more troll than this. I mean, I guess the APS is cheeky, but...
Yeah, and it looks like Zin's going straight damage too.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something that you probably wouldn't get away with as much if you were playing against. I guess level 30s would probably be one of the things, but
yeah, equal skill level. Something like that. Hopefully we'll have better matches deeper into the tournament.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that they'll be a lot more even. I mean, especially too, this is just the prelims too, and everything was random just to make it kind of fair. But I think in the next match it'll be a little bit closer. And then the semifinal, the way that it's projected, just by looking at the teams, the semifinals are going to be looking up to like a really, really good match.
Yasuo goes for the Void Staff.
I mean, you got it.
Codex. So
oh my gosh.
Extremely high amount of Magic Pen.
I mean, he just needs an Abyssal Scepter and he'll be maxed out, I think.
Exactly. Yasuo doesn't scale very well with cooldown reduction because his cooldowns are already really short, and his Q scales with attack speed as cooldown reduction pretty much. So he's so far ahead though, it doesn't really matter. I don't really see them surviving his E, even though it's
and it looks like they're going to push up straight in the mid here. They're going to get these free turrets, and look, I mean, they'll be able to come in and cut off a little bit, but I even think these two could probably take most of them.
Yeah, you're probably right. There's still Lux ult does nothing, but
oh my gosh, Caitlyn!
Lantern is not there.
Caitlyn doesn't
can't grab it. So
Yasuo's coming in.
1 kill away, and Yasuo is running for his life.
And Zin's gonna come in.
Zen does a lot of damage. Knocks him
Good
away.
Yasuo ult right there. Zin's still going in, doing a little bit of damage. Thresh is out there, puts the box down, still taking a little bit, taking everything. Yasuo's coming around, dashing everywhere. Zin's cleaning up right now. Zen got both Jinx and Mundo there. Heimerdinger's really low. Lux is still back there throwing lasers and shit at everyone. And Poppy's just over here like, bro, I'm still trying to farm. Like, remember earlier when Zen came to the lane and like tried to gank Mundo and she just kind of sat at tower or whatever? This is just how you, I guess this is how you play Poppy now.
That's Poppy until about 35 minutes.
Yeah, until she gets like 6 items or something like that.
Carry the game.
She's like, I don't know what my team's doing, but I'm just trying to farm, you know?
One thing we saw there during the fight is that Zen went in and then popped his ultimate, which is a knockback, but also counts as a knockup for Yasuo ult. So Yasuo was able to follow that up with the ult and make sure that they did win that fight, even though Haven got caught out at the start. But they're so far ahead, they can win 4v5.
They have over doubled their gold right now at just 18 minutes in.
Oh man,
that's
wow.
That's pretty ridiculous. Oh my gosh, just one Q right there would have probably popped Elise right there. That laser coming in from who knows where. Ace in the hole goes down. Elise is still up. Poppy's just kind of trolling, taking the turrets. She takes no damage at all with her passive. Zen coming in here, cleaning up on Heimerdinger. Poppy's still working out Jinx over there. That's pretty crazy with a Hydra and a Q-stack. Zen going in, trying to get a few more kills, pad the KDA. And is he going to get out? He gets out. Even with the Jinx ult didn't really do much there. Zen's just going to go ahead and get this last inhibitor. They're gonna get this last turret, and that should be game right there. And just under 18 or just under 20 minutes too. Well, I guess 19 minutes is when they got both Nexus turrets. They just have to get the Nexus now. But it looks like they're going back. They're not done yet. They want to play it safe, even though I guess they still have one more inhibitor they could go down if you wanted to play the game as like tutorial mode, is what they say. Good Yasuo right there, taking out Jinx. Yasuo also doing a lot of damage. Heimer goes down with Caitlyn right there. Elise is doing what she can to get these minions away. And
he's trying to XPK
Caitlyn trying to be XPK right here.
Oh
my gosh, right.
Fountain.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
All right, and
That's
that's
the
game
throw of the
right there.
century right there.
28 to 2.